Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of ENTV Movie Reviews. I'm Lilah Wilcoxson, joined by
Tori Pugliese,
Sarah Mankowitz.
Today, we're going to bring you a movie review on one of the newest movie releases, Uncharted, featuring Tom Holland. Just to give you guys a heads up, there will be spoilers ahead for the movie, so if you haven't gotten the opportunity to see it yet, go ahead and click off now.
Unless you want it to be spoiled.
Yeah, your choice. Alrighty, so starting off with our IMDb summary. Street smart Nathan Drake is recruited by seasoned treasure hunter Victor Sully Sullivan to recover a fortune amassed by Ferdinand Magellan, lost 500 years ago by the House of Moncada. Let's jump right into it. Overall thoughts, feelings, what did we think?
I mean, it felt like one of those, typical action movies where, you can go in and enjoy it. Like, you're not really going in there to see, some, grade A, wonderful, script and everything like that. You're kind of just going in just for the fun, for the adventure of it.
To see Tom Holland.
To see Tom Holland, yeah. But, I mean, overall, it was a pretty good movie, especially because, there's a whole vibe with, movies based off of video games where, they don't live up to the hype and everything. But, I know a lot of people who are familiar with the game were pretty okay with the movie. So I thought it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, seeing this movie with my boyfriend who's played the game and knows more about the game than I do, he was able to point out certain things that's from the game and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, cool. And so it was cool to see it with him, and it was cool just, and overall, I love action movies and everything, a classic, treasure hunt movie type of thing. Just, I've grown up on them and everything, and Tom Holland made it better. And I was just watching Outer Banks again, and to see JJ in the movie was fantastic.
I do agree. I really love a good action movie. I think it was very Indiana Jones style treasure hunt, and I loved seeing that. I wasn't disappointed by it really in any way, and I like the way that they set up kind of the brother relationship in the beginning as well. I think that was important to build some storyline behind it rather than just having it be pure action.
I will say movie. I liked that too. It wasn't kind of like a, oh yeah, my brother kind of deal, and it's kind of like you're expected to be well, yeah, they're brothers, they're close, I guess. You actually saw throughout the movie, they did have a good relationship, they did have a bond and everything, and how that's influencing Nathan's decisions and everything like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you see the necklace that he has throughout the entire movie that his brother gave him, and that's why he went on this whole quest, was because that was something he did with his brother growing up, and his brother showed him the map that they were on, and yeah.
Is there anything that we felt like we've discussed things that we liked, anything that could have been improved or that we didn't like as much?
Not gonna lie, I thought it was a little long. I was kind of ready for the action to kind of wrap up at during the last 30 minutes, but that was also just because I felt like it was kind of not so much the same thing over and over again, but it was kind of okay, yeah, we get it. Punching, they're falling, all these things. So I guess I was just ready to get more to oh, they actually find the movie's over, they get the treasure, they get what they want and everything, call it a day. But that's just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, even with the opening scene, I don't know how you guys felt about this. I'm not saying that was bad because but it started off with the opening scene was a scene that you see later in the movie.
Yeah.
And so you see it, and then you see it from a different perspective and how they got there, kind of thing. But what do you think about them kind of starting in the middle of the movie to go back to the beginning?
Typically, I don't like stuff like that, but I think it worked out relatively well here.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at it really necessarily.
I liked it. I thought it was an attention grabber because
you're
oh my
We're
gosh.
starting right up. Yeah.
Here we go.
We're jumping right into this.
Yeah.
Quite literally jumping out of a plane.
Well,
so.
yeah.
There you go. So I know you mentioned kind of the end of the movie and how a lot of people are now talking about how Uncharted 2 is on the horizon and something similar to that. So I liked the end of the movie. I like what they kind of did with Sully's character. In the end, I think it kind of brought it more full circle for him. And the end credit scenes, I really liked them. Thought they were great, both of them. There are two, in case you happen to watch this and haven't seen the movie yet. There are two. And yeah, I really liked them. I think it does set up a good amount, and you can kind of ask the question of who was in the saloon type situation that was going on.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it definitely led into a second movie, which of course I'm excited about.
Yeah.
But we saw just like those end credit scenes, and I saw people get up out of the theater, and I was like, "Where are you going?" Like, excuse me.
Just because it's not a Marvel movie does not mean you don't wait. Like, at this point, so many other, like, franchises have picked up on, like, you know, end credit scenes and, like, you know, how much people enjoy them. And especially since they are alluding to, like, you know, a second movie, I think it was smart, especially to include 2 of them. So it kind of sets up not only just, like, a possibility, like, you know, the idea of what the second movie might be about, but it also explains, like, a possible, like, influence or, like, you know, side line of what might happen.
I mean, for this, I could see. Okay, do we think that his brother is actually dead?
No.
Okay,
Absolutely
good.
not.
That's what I
No.
thought too. I was like, there's no way they're not
No.
gonna bring him back.
Yeah.
I almost expected them to bring in the brother in the end credit scene, but they didn't.
Well-
so I definitely think that.
Isn't that
Oh.
who's... I think we interpreted the
Tori's
scenes
theories?
very differently. I thought that was clearly the brother in the end credit scene.
Old-looking guy, like the
Yeah.
one who takes the necklace.
Like in the future, kind of.
No, like, you know, he's just been in prison, so you're gonna grow like a beard and, like, you know, be worn down and everything. So
Jakira's shaking
thank
her
you.
head behind
Yes,
the
thank you,
camera.
Jakira.
I can get that.
So, like, I figured it was the brother, and it kind of sets up, like, his brother is now going to try to possibly, like, you know, he's going to play a role, like, in the second movie. That's how I interpreted it.
Interesting.
I'm gonna need to rewatch this end credit scene because I did not pick up on that.
I thought for a second, but then just kind of how the scene played out.
Yeah.
Not as
I was like,
much
oh, maybe
because
they
he
will.
was much more like hostile towards him. It almost felt like it was somebody that Sully knew previously.
Oh, whoa. Wait, are you talking about the one, like, in the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the one in the jail. The cell.
Oh, yeah, that's 100. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now we're on the same page. This entire
Okay,
like 3 minutes.
I was really confused. I was like,
No.
where something's not adding up.
So jail cell wise,
Jail cell wise,
I think
100% brother. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other
The
dude,
thing is, how did he get in jail?
well, probably because Sully threw him under the bus.
big T. Big T.
Let's go here.
Very much my possibility. Saloon guy, I don't know what's happening with that. It almost sets up like a side adventure, which is very common in video games. So they might play into that.
Oh, that's
Any
good.
people who have
That's
played
good.
Uncharted, let us know. Please
Yeah, drop
comment.
it.
yes,
Comments
please.
below.
Is that what's
Yes.
happening?
We hope you enjoyed this episode of ENTV Movie Reviews. Make sure you keep an eye out for future releases. Have a great day.